Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Belinda here and it's Trashcraft Tuesday. I have a little shopping haul to go over with you first and then I hope to do a project. But I do apologise because of the things I need to show you or want to show you. I've got some shadowing happening on my desk because they're just like stacked up, and as soon as I can kind of show you and get them put aside, then we should clear up those extra shadows that we might be having. Hopefully I can do this fairly quickly. So where to start? I think I'll start here. This is a newspaper supplement that was to celebrate the period 1840 to 1990 in our local newspapers. And my hubby picked this up for me when we were out on Saturday. And it's just reproductions of news from that big period. And it's got like date periods here, so 1910 to 1920. I'm going from the back because it's just easier. 1900 to 1910. So newspaper articles, but also like old ads like down the side here. So he picked that up for me to use, and I haven't had a really good look at it because it's, you know, it's too large to kind of do with you on my desk, but really cool. I don't even know how much he paid for it, but yeah, really fun. Okay, so that's kind of like cumbersome because of the size of it, so let's get that out the way. I've left the prices on everything because I thought, well, that will help. So I picked this up for $2, the plastic container full of Scrabble tiles, which I have wanted for a long time. Now, my hubby's really good with wood. Like, he can identify wood and what's wood, what's not, what type of wood. And between the two of us, we can't actually work out whether these are wood with a plastic coating or whether they're plastic. They kind of sound plasticky, but they definitely have a coating on them. But they also have like a grain on the ends. So, you know, the jury's out as to whether it is actually wood or not. And they sound kind of plasticky, but yeah, don't know. But super excited because I've wanted those, some Scrabble tiles for a long time, but didn't want to pay a whole game, you know, buy a whole game for them. And bonus, I got the plastic container too. So all nicely, you know, already stored and labelled. So I'll probably leave that label on there because then, you know, I know what's in it. So that was $2. I picked up this canister score pad. I could have bought the whole game for like $3 with the 2 packs of cards, but the cards weren't anything special. They were quite looking unused, if I can say that, so they looked pristine. But I loved the score pad, and I was going to buy it just for the score pad, and I thought, no. Now I turned around on a different shelf. I found just the score pad by itself for $1, and it's just like a few have been used. It's just all sorts of yummy aged different, and like this is fun as well. And it takes me back. I used to play canasta with one of my brothers when he bought a pack of canasta cards when I was just a little girl and learned how to play canasta. So it's kind of very reminiscent for me. We never used a score pad though. We just used, you know, note paper. Right, another thing my hubby picked up for me was this little English Gem Dictionary from Collins. This was free, so he picked it up for me, and it's just a cute little dictionary. I've already removed some pages, and it's got a little dedication in there. It's 1960, very cute. And I picked this up for free in the same shop. It's very hard to read on the front, so it says New Testament, so it's just a wee New Testament with the gilding on the edges of the pages. And this says on active service. I can't read this, whatever that says. I can't read that. Maybe it's NZ actually. Yeah, it is. It's NZ. I'm just sort of using the light to try and... Yeah, so on active service, NZ, so for New Zealand, 1919. So it's really old, and it's got a few different people's names in there. But the contents are actually printed in 1915. So I suspect it was either rebound for the war, because 1919 is towards the end of World War One, or it was either rebound or they had some innards ready to go that they then bound specifically for soldiers to have when they're off at war. So I just think it's precious, it's beautiful, it's so tiny and cute. Don't know if I'll tear this up or not. I got it thinking I'd tear it up, but I don't know. I'm going to have to wait on that one and just see. Because it's, for one, it's just way too cute, and it's old, and it's, you know, quite poignant that it was with the war, and, you know, potentially was carried around by a soldier, New Zealand soldier. Right, this is a game which I've never seen before, called Quiddler, for the fun of words. And it really appealed to me because it's different. So the cards are quite new, you know, they're quite pristine, doesn't look like it's ever been played. But it's all letters on the cards. There's numbers for scoring, I think. I have no idea how to play this. But I just love the letters, like all those cool illuminated letters there. So yeah, just a lot of fun, I thought. Probably just go ahead and use them. I don't think I'll actually play the game. But yeah, I just, now when I'm looking at cards, I'm looking for either really interesting backs, and these are different and interesting, but the fronts of them are just cool. I mean, look at that. That's a B. I was like, I thought it was an H, and then I saw the B in the corner. It's like, actually, it's a B. Just fun, different, unusual. And it only cost me $2. So, happy with that. I spent way more than I intended. Like, I went a little crazy. We only went to 2 shops. One was a secondhand bookstore, and one was a secondhand store which is heavily on the books, games, puzzles, CDs kind of thing. They do have the odd other bits and pieces, but mostly sort of paper type things. This is, I think it's Chinese children's book. I picked it up for $1. It's got a few torn pages in the back, which, you know, that's fine. It's been loved by a child. But I love these images. They're just bright and beautiful and about a perfect size to make into a journal card or a pocket or something. Like this father and daughter with a kite in the tree, and then the Asian characters down the bottom. So I can, you know, vintage photo that up to make it look a bit older. And even these cute little miniature ones of the children down the bottom. I just think they are so adorable. Beautiful, bright. Wouldn't suit every journal. I will admit that. They're not going to suit a vintage, necessarily a vintage journal, unless it's like a vintage children's journal. But even then, I find they're probably a bit bright, unless I, you know, dulled them down with vintage photo or something. But I just, for $1, I thought it's so cute. I couldn't leave it behind. This book, you may remember me showing this book, I think probably last year, which I picked up for free. The English version. This is a, now what language? French or Spanish? I'm not actually sure which one it is. Nothing on it says what country it's for, because it was printed in England. Yeah, I love the images. The images are beautiful. I have done projects with images out of this book previously, but this one's got the fun foreign language as well. Actually, this might be a different different version apart from the language, because I don't remember this image. And that's beautiful. I love that with the wee pony. So maybe it's actually by the same author and illustrator, but actually a different one in the series. So, which is super exciting if it is different. I thought it was just the same book in a different language, but maybe not. This one is in Dutch, and it's Beatrix Potter, Tale of Jeremy Fisher. Again, just the foreign language is fun, but also, you know, how can you turn away Beatrix Potter illustrations? They are just really cute and lovely. So for $1, that was mine. Oops. I'm just putting on the chair to my side, and they're already starting to avalanche onto the floor. You may have heard. Okay, this big beast of a book cost me $3. It's got sellotape all on the spine. It's been, you know, well used. It's falling apart. It is a French dictionary. I don't know what year. Let's see, 1960. And it's just like a dictionary of French, just like an English dictionary, but in French. So, and it's huge. Like, look how big that is. So that was super fun. I thought, yeah, I can pay $3 for that, because that's a hang of a lot of paper. And the cover is actually really cool, and because it's already fallen apart kind of thing, I could gut the book and turn the cover into a really cool journal. This book here is Singapore Island and Borneo, apparently. Somebody's handwritten and Borneo. $2. I'm doing a couple of New Zealand themed journals at the moment, and while this isn't New Zealand, we have a lot of ferns and native ferns, and I thought, it doesn't matter if it's not exactly the same, it's just image of a fern. So there's lots of really lovely black and white illustrations of ferns that I thought I could use. Unfortunately, I can't even speak this morning. Unfortunately, not old enough to scan, because I would have loved to have scanned those fern images. 1957 is the date on it. But so I'll just, you know, and there's really cool text pages like this as well. I can just cut the pictures out and just use it. So that was specifically purchased because of a couple of journals I'm working on now. Here's another great find that hubby found for me, but which I paid for this time. It's the Usborne Kings and Queens sticker book. $3. With over 100 stickers, and it's intact. It's completely unused and intact. So it's got pages like this with things where you're supposed to stick the stickers. Stick the stickers, yeah. Did you know that's what you're supposed to do with stickers? You're supposed to stick them. Yeah, okay, I'm in a weird mood. Let's just get past that. So it's got some interesting sort of cartoony style images, but that's not what I got it for. And my hubby saw it, and when he looked through it, he was like, yeah, you'll want this. And I was like, yep, I will. Because the stickers are really cool. So let's just get past all these images. Like, look at that train. That's fun. I haven't had a good look at any of this stuff. I haven't had time. So look at these stickers of everything sort of royal over the years. So there's portraits, there's heraldry, there's different styles represented, and just pages and pages of stickers. These lovely queens, Tudor queens and kings. Just, oh, there's even fireworks there. Just really, really cool. Really fun. This lovely lady and man dancing. Must be Queen Victoria and her husband, I think, given the title. And then we get to the modern ones where we've got Queen Elizabeth and William and Kate and Princess Anne. And so there's more modern ones here as well, which is yeah, it says the royal family today. Of course, you know, we're no longer of today because we've now got a king instead of a queen. So when was it produced? 2017 maybe? That's as close as I can get because it's got written. It was given to Emily, June 2017. So, super fun. Right, I picked up a few free magazines. And a free book, actually. Oh, I've left something behind. I haven't got it with me. I picked up a free keyring. It's super funny. I'll have to remember to show it to you sometime. It's a fish with sunglasses on, and it's heavy. It's like made of metal. And it was free, so I grabbed it because it's really cute. I think I'll put it on my gym fob because it will make me smile whenever I pick it up. So I just went through the freebies in the bookstore and just chose out a few that I don't have and might give me a few different options of different types of images. So Forest and Bird. There's this Natural Parent one, which I love the paper in because it's all matte paper. Oh, look at those areas of colour and even that beautiful image of the mother and child. These are quite cool too. Some more there. So that one, this is the book I picked up free, Small Pets. Beautiful little illustrations of animals. Birds and mice and bunnies and all sorts in there. Guinea pigs. So really, really cute. For free, why not? This Wilderness magazine, not one I've seen before. So I was quite excited to pick that up. A map and some bush, which might be useful for my New Zealand journals that I'm doing. And, you know, just like big picture of a boot. I might need that for a collage, or a Swiss Army knife. Again, I might need that for a collage. Binoculars, this lovely kingfisher. That's cool. So yeah, just looking for different ones that will give me different subject matter. And the climber. Hubby picked this one up and thought maybe I could use this one. And I was initially, just looked at the cover and thought probably not. But I had a quick flick through it when he picked it out and handed it to me and thought, actually, yeah, I might be able to use that again for collage. And there's some really cool kind of scenic shots. Look at this guy upside down under a rock. Like, it's a bit extreme, isn't it? Probably not going to use the giant portrait of a man, but like, this is stunning, this mountain range with the snow. Oh, just imagine fussy cutting along the range and cutting it off there. That would be stunning. So yeah, I can use bits of that. Okay, we're getting through. We are almost there, guys. This one, I probably paid a little more for it than what I should have. I was just kind of in awe of all the different beautiful things. Cost me $4. It is hardcover. It's The Passion of the Christ in music. So it's all music. It is from 1938. So it's almost out of copyright. Almost. But what really sold it for me was these old paper clips that are through it that are rusty and left rusty marks. Why else would you buy a book except for the rusty paper clips somebody's left in it? I know, junk journalists, we're a funny lot. Look at these rusty marks left behind. And it has damaged some of the pages. They're a bit torn because of the paper clips. But beautiful music, beautiful colour on the pages. And the bonus of those paperclip marks, some of the paper clips have been removed, so we've just got the rusty marks. It must have been when they were playing the music just to like bookmark, you know, if they're doing a performance or a show or something. So like a bookmark, so they know which song they're going to next, is what I assume that those were for. But beautiful music, and the cover is really nice as well. So, you know, that might make a nice journal at some point. If I can cut it up. Half these things, I think, I don't know if I can cut them up. Now, I've saved my two best finds for last. So I'm going to go this one first. So Ideal magazine. I have seen, like Gail Agostinelli, I've seen her use the Ideal magazines in videos, and they're so beautiful, and I've never ever seen them in New Zealand. I could not believe it when I saw this Ideal's scrapbook. So it's not the magazine, it's hardcover, but it's a scrap, they call it a scrapbook. And I don't know, it doesn't actually have a date on it, I don't think. Doesn't seem to have a date. And I'm guessing that this is full of just bits and pieces from various issues of the magazine, rather than like a whole one intact. It's like bits from this issue and a bit from that issue. And it's as beautiful as what it looked on camera with the Ideal magazine. So again, I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to tear this up. It's just so wondrous. And because it's not common here in New Zealand, it's like, I don't know, people. Oh, look at that. That lovely squirrel with all the beautiful orange leaves. I just don't know. And of course, if you use a page, you could use it as a signature page, which I think Gail has done quite a lot, just used it as a signature page. But how would you cover anything up or sacrifice a side? Like maybe I could sacrifice that side because it's a bit plainer, but again, I love this frame, and I'm betting that this poem is probably really beautiful as well. So I don't know, it might just have to be Haughtyville because it's precious, and the pages are actually textured. Yeah, the paper is textured. Well, some of them are. This one is. This one not so much. Friendship is a chain of God, shaped in God's all-perfect mould. Each link a smile, a laugh, a tear, a grip of the hand, a word of cheer. Steadfast as the ages roll, binding closer soul to soul. No matter how far or heavy the load, sweet is the journey on friendship's road. Isn't that beautiful? Author unknown. It's the giving and doing for somebody else. On that, all life's splendor depends. And the joys of this life, when you sum them all up, are found in the making of friends. These are beautiful, and all author unknown. Oh my gosh, I just don't think I can do it, guys. It's beautiful. It is truly beautiful. And in the back, I don't know if you noticed, is this supposed to be tear out kind of envelope, and it's even got a strip there to, you know, to lick and seal. It is ripped, unfortunately, but even that's just beautiful. It is just beautiful. I just don't think I'm going to be able to tear this up because it feels so precious, and it only cost me $4. Yeah, Ideal's scrapbook, it says on the spine, and no date of publication. And my final find, I was so overjoyed. There was the Ideal scrapbook and the last one I have to show you were in a section of the bookshop that was labelled books to give you warm fuzzies. Truth, that's what the shelf was labelled. And so I'd already been through the garden book section and, you know, all different sections. But this shelf labelled, or two shelves, there were two shelves, books to give you warm fuzzies. It was so cute. And that's where I found the Ideal scrapbook and Edith Holden. I was so excited. I so very rarely come across Edith Holden. And I thought, yay, it's a paperback. The paper is not so thick as the hardback. I'll be able to rip this up, use this, you know, yay. Got it home, started having a wee look through it, and it's like, I don't think I can. This is a different one again to the other two I have. It's pristine. It's in well, apart from the cover's a bit bent up, but pretty much pristine condition. And it's a different version. This is the Nature Notes, and it's got a lovely, oh, it's got an owl there. See, I haven't even properly looked, but there's a horse image or pony image somewhere in here I noticed, and that's what made me think, oh, actually I haven't got this version, so I still don't know if I can use it. But it's beautiful, and it's a beautiful addition to my home library. If I never ever cut it up, it is gorgeous. And I love books. I love books to cut up, and I love books on my bookshelf, like just to have, because they are things of beauty. Yeah, so it's like this lovely little horse and foal, or pony. It's a pony, Dartmoor pony. And I think there was another horse somewhere, maybe, or was that something else I saw? But just, oh, I'm in love, guys. I just don't know how people cut these things up. Like, unless you've got multiple copies, or at least one other copy that you can cut up and still keep a good copy. It's like, yeah. So that was my greatest find. Like, I couldn't believe when I saw this, that the name on the side. It was like, I grabbed it. It was like, it's mine. I don't care what they're charging. It's mine. And it was only $4. Like, gold. Gold, cheap gold. Okay, so that is my finds, apart from my fishy keyring. So what time have we got? Yeah, we've still got time, so I'm going to do a project, but first I'm going to pause the camera, put this all aside so it's not in my way, and then I'll come back and we'll do a little something. Okay, so hang tight. Okay, I've managed to clear the decks, and let's do a little project with these wee instruction manuals that I've got. So I've done a couple of projects with these so far, and I thought let's do another one today. And just a reminder, they are 5.5 inches tall, and opened out they are just over 7 3/4 inches wide, so that makes them just short of 4 inches when they're folded in half. And I was having a wee play while I was watching YouTube this morning, having a cuppa, and I was like, what size is it in relation to a page? Well, here's the answer. This is A4 folded in half, so it's A5, and this is my little instruction manual at full, you know, opened out. It's almost the same size as a journal page. So that got me thinking, well, how can we utilize that size? It's a bit big for a journal card, isn't it? Because you've got no room to attach your belly band if you wanted to tuck something into a belly band. But how about a nice big pocket? So that's what we're going to do today. Nothing like revolutionary or anything by any stretch of the imagination. We're just going to use it as a base for a big pocket. So just folding down the top, you would have seen me do this quite a lot if you're a regular here. And I'm going to start with that. I am going to be covering it with paper, so probably not entirely necessary to fold the top down, but I'm going to anyway. This is very thin paper, so it's not going to hurt. It's not going to add over, you know, too much bulk. Right, just going to make sure I kind of keep. Now I'm wondering whether I want to do gussets. I've got room for gussets. I could totally do gussets, or I could just trim it down, or I could even leave it as is and put it right on the edge, so we've got a little bit more room at the spine. But I don't like that. I think I'd prefer to chop it down a little. You totally could do gussets. There is enough paper here to add gussets, and it would just make it narrower, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to make a regular old non-gusseted pocket. Checking it on the page. See, I'd rather do this than measure. It's like, this is just as easy. Oh no, chop a bit more off, retest. Probably takes a little bit longer sometimes, but that's okay. Maybe a smidge more, just a smidge, because I want to be able to fit something nice and big inside the pocket. So I don't want to make it too small. So just another little strip off there. and we'll be good. Yeah, cool. So let's just do some collage. Grab out my bag of scraps. I have no kind of idea of theme or colorway or anything. I'm just gonna kind of do whatever, really, and it will go in my stash of pre-made pockets. Okay, now that's not going to work there because it's covering my glue book, so it's also a good opportunity to use up some scraps. So I think I'll start with a piece of this, and then we'll just do some nice easy collage this morning. So I hope you are having a great week so far. Mine has just begun. I'm, as usual, recording ahead, a day ahead. So it's Monday morning. The sun is shining, the sky is blue, and it's cold. But it's okay. It's actually supposed to be not too bad today in terms of temperature. I think it's like going to be 16 or something today, which is quite warm for winter. So I'm looking forward to, maybe I might be able to enjoy a little bit of outside time today. Now I don't want to do quarters. No, I do not want to do quarters. So let's tear that down a bit. Go down that side. Yeah, so lovely, lovely, stunning winter's day, which is just makes you feel so much brighter and happier. Sun is very important for us. It gives us vitamin D, but it also just does a lot for your mental health. Just leaves you feeling better about things. That's why people in countries that don't get a lot of sunlight often have light boxes, because they need that boost that they're not getting from the sunlight. Okay, what else can we find in here? Kind of seem to be tending towards pinks, and that's quite all right. I don't mind tending to the pinks. I'm just randomly tearing off bits. Oh no, that's the same width. We don't want to put that because that will line up. So let's just put it in here. Oh, that didn't tear very well, did it? Oops. It's because I was tearing sideways instead of vertically. That's why that happened. And I got glue on this piece, so obviously I need a new glue page. So, do you have a busy week planned? What's up for your week? I am expecting a busy week. I am. I think I'll be probably out on Friday. Not definite at this point, but I'm thinking I probably will go and see my mum, because my mum had a fall last week and she's okay. She is okay, although she hasn't been to the doctor. But she is black and blue. She smashed up her face. Yeah, she doesn't look fantastic at the moment, my beautiful mum, because her face is a mess. To me, she still looks beautiful, but you know, she's black and blue and sore, and she's sore in lots of different places because she fell in a car park. So she's very beaten up. So I think I saw her on Saturday, and I think I'll probably go in on Friday. It's very hard when your parents start getting older and less mobile and more prone to falling. It's very distressing, I'm finding. And I was partway round the grocery store when she sent me the photo, and that's all she sent. She just sent me a photo of her face with no words or anything. And so here I was in the supermarket, almost towards the end of my shop, when I was adding my my purchases up on my phone, on my calculator, because, you know, just to make sure. And saw I had a message from her, so I opened it and just got presented with this photo and no words along with it. And so I finished the shop as quickly as I could with tears in my eyes, so I could get out and ring her as quickly as I could. I thought, I'm not going to stand in the middle of the supermarket and ring her. So I just kind of had to pull myself together and get round and do it. Right, so this is which is the top? That's the top. So this has got, this is part of Rach and Bella Crafts Digital, I believe. I think. Pretty sure it is. So I want to make sure the text is the right way up. Yeah, so that was a bit of a shock. So she is actually okay. She's sounding quite chirpy, chirpier on Saturday than she was on the Friday. It happened on Thursday. But yeah, so she's been through so much. It was, yeah, it was heartbreaking. And so it was much, you know, went to see her on Saturday and was relieved to find that she was quite good. Because we'd planned to go there for lunch anyway. And then when I found out this had happened, I was like, don't worry about lunch. You know, that's fine. But she's like, they were actually out shopping specifically to get food for the lunch. And she's like, no, it's fine. I just have to put the chicken in the oven and Bill will do the veggies and they just go in the oven and then it will cook. And she did. And I rang her on Saturday morning, says, look, it's fine if you're not feeling up to it, if you didn't sleep well, if you're too sore, whatever. And she's like, no, it's all good, it's all fine. Veggies were already prepped by that stage. Yeah, so we went and had lunch, and it was just really nice and reassuring to see her and see that she was alive and still walking and everything. But yeah, just really tough. So it was a bit of an emotional sort of roller coaster, shall I say, again. And my mother-in-law is not doing so well, so she's in hospital, and she's going to stay in hospital till her next round of chemotherapy, and then we anticipate she'll be straight back, you know, staying in hospital, but just a different hospital. She'll go have her treatment and then be shipped back to the little local hospital that she's currently in, because her red blood cell count is still very low. And once she has her next lot of chemo, it's only going to push it lower. It's not going to help it rise. So she's very, very unwell. Oh, do I like that there? No, I don't. Okay, let's just save that for something else. So, yeah, she's not doing so well. She's struggling to keep food down. Her weight is very low. And it's, yeah, it's a tough time. There's lots of tough times going on. Oh, what about a bit of Joey? It's purple, not pink, but I think this one in particular would work. Here, just a little scrap left over from his Mash Up Joey July challenge. I've got a video on that if you haven't seen it. Beautiful freebies. So if you would like a set of 5 purple themed freebies to play with, go along and watch my video, and there's links there to Joey's freebies, and you can go grab them and make some things with them. Super fun, really pretty, beautiful papers. So I used about 98% of the kit, of the wee mini kit I used in my video. It was really quite good. I had very little left over. Maybe we'll put another bit there. And then we've just got a small gap to plug. Yeah, so the old family situation, it's kind of hasn't really settled yet. seem to be fighting fires, if you understand what I'm saying. Fighting fires. Here, there and everywhere. Right, and maybe this little scrap down there. Why not? Let's use it up. And this text will be sideways, but that's okay because it's just a wee snippet. And it will help kind of bring all those little bits together. Cool. Okay, so that's all collaged up. Let me just put these other bits away. Sorry about the ruler clang. That one I'm just going to throw away because it's an odd shape. Put those away out of my road. Okay, so that's gonna, we want to do a thumb notch, but I won't do, actually I can do it now because I'm going to use my whale tail. It's very dusty. Everything's dusty in here. It's, as it always gets in winter with the fire going, and ash just flies everywhere and everything gets super dusty. Mind you, it also gets super dusty in summer because the wind blows all the dust up through the floorboards and through the cracks and the windows and the doors and everything because we've got an old house. So it's just dusty all year. And I seldom dust because you dust and turn around and then there's just another layer of dust straight away. And cat fur. Let's not forget the cat fur. And the cat fur is worse in, you know, spring, summer when they're molting. So it's just it's a battle. And I ignore it. Because crafting is way more fun, to be honest. Right, so we need some fun focal point there. And I think it needs to be a fairly large one. I'm also looking at this wonderful French dictionary and thought, shall we use a bit of this? I don't know how it's bound, whether it's individually bound or whether it's glued. Is it bound in segments? I think it might be. Let's see if we can find the strings. Sometimes very hard to find the strings, isn't it, in a group of pages. Oh, there. Yeah, I couldn't see because of the shadow. So I'm just going to start there because I know it's a string page. Oh, paper's actually reasonably thick for a large dictionary. It's not that super thin stuff that you would normally find in such a big book. I'm adding a bit of French text because, you know, I haven't got much of it. No, just a huge whopping big dictionary full. Just take a moment aside. How many pages is in it? Let's have a look. $1,372. So half that is the number of pages, because of course each side of the page is numbered. So half of 1372. My head won't do math right now, so you'll figure it out. It's not important. It's just like it's a lot of pages. I do have a lot of it. I don't want that much because I don't want to cover up all the pretty collage. Don't want that kind of margin. Now, is that too small? Do we want this bit? Okay, let's go with that. I'm not going to glue it down right now because I'm not sure what focal image we're going to use. Thinking maybe my garden book here might provide a nice big, that's probably a bit big. It's like covers up too much. So that'll be for another day. Thinking a colour image rather than one of these pretty green and white images. What about this one? That one might be nice. Ooh, decision time. Because we've got lots of lovely images on each side. Oh, why do they do that? Why? Why, people? Why? And so often I will bypass things like that because it's like I can't decide which one to sacrifice. But I also don't want to take too long. That would be cool, but I don't think I want yellow. I could use this one maybe. Is it big enough? It's a bit small. I wanted something taller. That's pretty. Again, going to take too much room, I think. Too much. Cover up too much. So we're getting into the plainer side of the book. Let's go back the other way because we didn't start at the back. Too big. Preferably looking for colour. Or the bonsai are cool. Actually, that would be quite different, wouldn't it? Put a bonsai on there. Okay, let's do that. It's not the colour I was kind of thinking of, but I think it would be cool. Oh, how to cut it out without damaging the one next to it. Just like that. Interesting shaped hole. Okay, let's grab out my wee scissors and give it a quick little kiss cut. Definitely not fussy cutting it. So I want all those little like needle points. I don't want to round those off because then we'll lose the texture of the plant. So kiss cut it is, and also a lot quicker. Zoomy zoom. All the fire needs feeding. I can feel it chilling off. I have got the bedroom curtains open though. It's early, quite early in the morning. Normally in winter they stay closed because it's just too cold, but the sun was shining in beautifully and I thought actually that sun is providing some warmth, so I will open the curtains. But yeah, as soon as that fire starts dying down, you feel the cold, that's for sure. I love the lean on this little bonsai. Just adds quite a little point of difference. Ooh, flying paper. So the food bank is going well. I have instigated a few changes. It's been very busy as I kind of put a few things in order, go over the books with the current manager, and she's still going to be heavily involved in, well, still going to be involved. Initially she was going to be managing it and I'd just be more or less taking phone calls and doing a bit of packing. Well, it's kind of switched around and now I'm more or less going to be managing it and she's going to be overseeing it. So it's been quite labour intensive so far, and I'm really loving it, but it is sucking at the moment quite a bit of my time. 8 hours, at least 8 hours last week, 2 major blocks of time, and then there were other little bits and pieces over and above that, but it won't be like that all the time. You know, I'm implementing new systems, which is always going to be, you know, involve a little bit of extra time while everybody gets familiar with that and the process, and, you know, learning how things run. And I was reordering some stock, you know, putting stock rotation, making sure the oldest was at the front and the newest stuff was at the back, and things like that. Yeah, love that. Do I want anything else? I do need to ink it because I want it to stand out a little bit more. Just want to frame it out. I'm not going to go in and get all those white areas. Not worried about that. Sometimes you need to actually leave the white area interiors if your background's busy. If you cut those out, then it can just add to the complication of the image and take away from the image. So it really depends on what's on the background and what the image is. You know, the colours and the style and everything, and how dark it is, whether it's highly pigmented or paler, as to whether you take those interior bits out, because it actually can work against you taking them out. I usually prefer to take them out, but sometimes I just know it's going to make it look messier if you do, or if I do. So I'm not doing it on this one because this image itself isn't dark enough, I feel, to carry it off. Now, do I want to ink around the text? So we've completely covered over that strip I put there, but that's okay. That's the way collage works, isn't it? You add stuff and then you add more stuff and you cover over existing stuff, and it's just, I think I will ink around this. Just how it goes. But if you don't put it and then you end up compromising your composition trying to cover it over later, it's not so great either. Yeah, so life's busy, full of I guess dramas. That's one way to put it. Dramas I'd rather not be having, but that's life. And I haven't even got my monthly newsletter sent out, so if you're wondering where that is, yeah, I might end up shifting the date. So normally I try and have it out at the beginning of the month, but I've got so many commitments at the beginning of a month that I'm thinking something really should be shifted to relieve that. And I'm thinking maybe the newsletter is the logical thing to shift and make it like mid-month rather than the beginning. But we'll see. I do like having it at the beginning because, one, it helps me remember. I'm not sure if I'd remember the same if I set it for mid-month. But yeah, still got some thinking to do. But this month in particular is going to be closer to mid-month, I think, than the beginning of the month. I have started it. I am, you know, it's underway. And I've really wanted to get to it. I've just been so busy. I haven't been able to get to the computer to finish it off and get it sent out. So it will come. It will come. Don't worry. It will be there at some point with a new lot of freebies for you to play with. I might put that down a little lower than what I had it, and then we'll put a label or something up the top. Oops, be careful smoothing it down when it's got all little cuts in and things. That's lovely. Now I think Junk Journal Studio for a label would be a good fit for this. Let's just ink around the outside now. I have got a little bit of white showing at the top there from the base paper. And it's just going to be a nice, simple, big pocket. I'd quite like to do a journal card using that same instruction manual to go in this, but I don't think we'll have time. So that I'll either do it off camera or do it another day. Maybe we'll just have a Trash Craft Tuesday of making journal cards with the instruction manual. Just, you know, ordinary, fun, journal cards. Why not? We need those as well. Can't all be about the new, different things. Right, label. I think Labels from Days Gone By Volume 1 is what I'm turning to. Oh, this is fun. Country Store. Or there's a Paris label there. We've got French text. Maybe we should go. I'm covering over a lot of this, but that's okay. Country Store. Kind of feel like it might almost need to be bigger or longer. Here's the Paris one. No, definitely needs to be up the top. I mean, they're not bad in terms of size, but I'm wondering about a longer one. Do I have a longer one? Slightly longer. Not hugely longer, but kind of looking... That one's a wee bit longer again. No. Or we could vertical. No, too big for vertical. Take that one out of the way so we can actually see. That's not bad because there are things going on over that side. Could go with something like that. Do we prefer this one? No, the colour doesn't quite work there. Too big, too big. So I think I've narrowed it down at least. Where was that one? I've buried it now. Can't find it. It was probably my least favourite anyway out of the options, so we'll just forget about it. So there's this one. I kind of like the tie-in with the French text, but that's just me being cutesy or something. The Country Store, I really like that one as well. It's got a cool shape, or we could go this vertical one. No, I think I like one of these ones better. I think I'll go that one. Okay, decision made. Just make a decision, go with it. So yes, the food bank is definitely sucking up way more time than I anticipated, but it will ease off once I've got everything sort of set up. But I am running it totally next week by myself because the overseer is going away. She hasn't been away for quite a long time with her husband's illness and then his passing, and then being tied to the food bank and not being able to go away. So she's going to visit a family member who's also unwell. So I think that's really good for her to be able to do that. And I'm quite relishing the thought of, jumping in with both feet and doing what needs to be done for the food bank. Yeah, it's really tickling my sense of, I don't know, it's just really enthusing me and exciting me, the whole process. And I don't quite know what it is about it, but I'm really enjoying the challenge, the activity. I slept really, really well for the 2 nights afterwards. I just slept so well. It was great. So looking forward to more of that. So there we have just a lovely large pocket for a full page, and then we can make a journal card out of another page and have that. So we'll just trim some off the sides but leave the top, leave the height intact. I'm just going to spend a moment. Oh, sorry, my goodness, that was so loud. My apologies. You want to cut it down, leave room for glue, so maybe about there. Yeah, my apologies, that was super loud, hurt my ears. What was I saying? I just totally threw myself. Okay, just so I know, remember, as I just want to take a moment to do that. So I remember that that's the idea, to make a journal card. It'll fit down in there. Yep, cool. Okay, thanks so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed a wee look at my latest finds and my hubby's latest finds. And a simple little pocket project here. It's good to hang out with you, my friends. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll catch you again in the next video. See you then. Bye.